Welcome back to the kitchen. You are here with Team Mad Rational in the building with your man Twitch for Life, Arthur Yves, and my man Tony Skratchere. Today we're just talking to you about our life in hip-hop and how it's still not dead. Go with us on this ride, baby. Let's go!
I'm a student of pop culture, hardcore, and basically like pop culture raised me, and so it's like not so much hip hop. And yeah, hip hop. I mean, that's my expertise. It's my shit. DJing. Yeah, I do that. I consider myself to be very skilled at that and other stuff, but I don't like to be one dimensional. You know, like gymnastics. Gymnastics was my like real sport, the thing that I was really good at.
Yeah.
And so like once I got to high school, it wasn't cool to be in gym, you know? So then I like dropped out of gym and started b-boying because it was like really an easy transition. I would go to the club and like b-boy and shit because it was cool to get girls like that, you know?
Right.
All the girls want to get with the b-boys. But then like I really cared more about painting trains, you know? Like that was more fun and like a better creative outlet for me than dancing. And I mean, I don't know, now I want to take swing dancing lessons, so I don't know what the fuck that's about.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, like dancing is a huge part of my life. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, good, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like I started off getting introduced to hip hop through dance. You know what I'm saying? In a culture like in high school where a lot of the kids like self-segregated, but like the dancers were integrated.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You know
yeah, totally. I get that. That's
Yeah.
exactly how it was growing up for me.
Yeah.
Like, and also growing up skateboarding too. Like, there were no color lines in skateboarding.
Right.
If you were down, you were down.
That's it.
You were part of the community.
It was like street skaters and vert skaters. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that was about the only gray line there was.
Yeah, but even still, then they like still got along. You know,
Right.
like
Yeah.
But there's like that's why I love Parasite, man. I love going out to Parasite and skate because it's just like you see like all these kids like totally just chilling, getting along, skating. It's all about the skating. It's all like it transcends everything. It transcends
right.
like age and race and socioeconomic boundaries. It's really rad. Like what they're doing there is a good thing.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I wish the dance community would have stayed like it used to be.
Oh yeah,
because it's super like politicized and stuff like that now. Like, there's a lot of racism that actually happens in the dance world now.
Really?
There's a ton, man. And like even there was an event like last year that my homeboy called me about because like the crew I used to dance with there in Atlanta, right?
Okay.
So I go out there all the time, you know what I'm saying? Go to events, go to clubs with him and dance and stuff like that still. But he was telling me about this event where this guy from like France came down and he ended up calling like one of the black dudes the N-word, right?
Whoa.
And then it went big in like the dance world where like dude like just called him the N-word and then my friend, like his defense was, oh, I didn't know what I was saying, you know, I'm from France, right? And I'm like, yo, for you to know,
that's not a French word.
Yeah. It's like for you to speak fluent English and then to let that word fly out means you knew exactly what you were saying. But like it's a lot of that going on. It's a lot of like some of the Latin and Asian cats, like, and even some of the white kids not recognizing the fact that where dance comes from, like where the b-boying comes from, where breaking started. You know what I mean? They won't recognize it as part of the like the black culture, but then like where did this conversation come from? You know what I'm saying? Like, why is it like it's a huge conversation in the dance world? Like,
is it really?
It's huge right now.
Yeah.
Man.
See, I'm so separated from those worlds right now. You know,
like
DJing's very insulated.
Yeah,
Super insulated.
Yeah, because I don't hear about none of the stuff you do, like ever, and like nothing on social media ever like hints towards the stuff that you've got going.
Unless
on.
you're in that community, it's not being shared out. You know,
right?
Yeah, and I mean, I'm basically underground now because I do a lot of private parties.
Yeah,
I started doing weddings. I do the stuff that really pays me, so that like when I do actually go out, I can pick and choose the stuff that I really want to do that's fun for me and not really worry about money like that in the scene. And like I just don't like staying out super late anymore because it's like I've become a daytime person.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I like to garden, and I like to I like to go to the skate park during the day, and I like to you know, I'll get all my best creative work done early in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some people aren't like that. Some people can't really do shit in the morning all day, and then they turn it on at night. And I know a ton of people like that are creative night owls like that, and I just don't have it. At night, I want to unwind everything, process the rest of my day, and then I wake up, have a couple of cups of coffee, and then I can be real. Shit. Like, creative for me at night is my drawing practice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like I started as a visual artist before all of this shit, before hip hop, before anything. That was the first thing that I ever really could do, besides gymnastics. I was really, really young when I started. But those two things sort of went parallel, and then skateboarding came in when I was 12 years old. I started skateboarding, and then through the skate community, I found hip hop.
Yeah.
You know, that was sort of the common bridge to it. And what's weird is there are a lot of parallels to skate culture and hip hop culture that I don't know if are deliberate or coincidental, but it seems to be one borrowing from the other, or they both have some kind of weird synergy going on, even still to this day.
Yeah.
You know, and I guess what you can basically attribute it to is they're both subcultures that matured at the exact same time.
Right. Yeah.
They came into their own at the exact same. I mean, what's the best hip hop? I mean, to me, it's the '90s hip hop, and that's the best. That's the era where skateboarding really became this high, super awesome art form.
Yeah.
Right.
When street skating just started to explode and
skating and hip hop. As soon as you said that, I remembered Tony Hawk Pro Skater, like when the game came out, because the gaming community is intimate there too, you know. And
I was a gamer, and then it's I fell off because music took up too much of my time for me to rationalize playing games. And I'm still like that. I still have I have too much creative energy, and I feel like video games are passive.
Yeah.
For me, and I've always got to be creating something, and I keep and I tell myself almost once or twice a month, man, I should really get a PlayStation 4 or Xbox or something, just for shits and giggles, because I love gaming. It's super fun. It's super fun, and I really enjoy the escapism part of it.
Yeah.
I just feel man, the way I look at it, it's oh, dude, you just spent 6 hours playing this game. You could have spent 6 hours working on music or producing music. If you're going to stare at a screen, you might as well build something. Yeah, build something, make something real, you know? And so that's where the disconnect is, and I don't feel like I've done enough musically to rationalize gaming. But I don't want to cut you off, but Tony Hawk Pro Skater was a big game for me too.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater was it was when I first really got into gaming. Of course I've been playing Soul Calibur since Soul Calibur began. You know what I mean? And then I got Tekken 2, but I wasn't a game head until Pro Skater came, and that's when I was okay, I'm going to get all the achievements in this. And then after
you're that kind of that's the kind of gamer I am too. Yeah. I'm that obsessive 100% the whole game
completion
gamer.
Yeah. And I'm not that way anymore though.
Okay.
Now I have a life and a job and shit. You know what I mean? Got projects going on and stuff. You know what I mean? So it's let me see how this game is. Oh, that was fun for 10 minutes. Let me go do something else. Which I think is one of the reasons I still play Soul Calibur, because I can play 1 or 2 matches.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the way. That's the way I've had to mitigate it, because I love adventure games.
Yeah.
And adventure games just will take weeks to finish.
Hours.
Yeah. I can't play those RPGs anymore. And I used to sit down and play for 13 hours straight.
Dude, I know. I've been there.
Oh my God, I can't do it anymore now.
So what's your favorite game? What's your favorite game of all time?
Of all time?
Yeah. Or you can't really say game, because it's what's your favorite franchise of all time?
Actually, no. I got a favorite game.
You got a favorite game? Okay.
Yeah, my favorite game of all time. I've never had more fun playing this game than any other game, like by myself. You know, Soul Calibur's huge, but it's not my favorite. It's probably like number 3 on my list. But it's Xenogears.
Xenogears. I've never heard of that.
That's it's a Square game.
Okay, I know Square Enix.
When Square was before they were Square Enix, when they were Squaresoft.
When they were Squaresoft. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And it came out around the same time like Final Fantasy VII did.
Okay. I remember. Yeah. I know that era.
So it was a really like crazy RPG, deep storyline. It had the things I love in it, martial arts and robots. Like, give it to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that is like my favorite game ever. What about yours?
All right, this will take absolutely no thought, and it might be surprising to you, but my favorite game / franchise is the Wipeout franchise.
Really? Yes.
Yeah, because on original PlayStation, Wipeout, or actually it was Wipeout XL, the sequel to the lesser played Wipeout, was the very first video game that licensed actual EDM tracks from recognized artists. It was the first widely licensed thing, and that was the soundtrack. And so there was like Prodigy, I think they had a Diesel Boy track on there. There was like Clute and a couple of other people that were like doing like early like European
Chemical Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not know that about Wipeout.
Yeah. And like every progressive port they did this, like every consecutive port they did the same thing. They would license more and more music from whatever labels or camps that they were working with at the time. And so like it added to the experience as well as like the gameplay and the physics to this particular racing game makes it far and away one of the best games or the best racing game ever. I'll go that far.
Wow, that's really far. Because then you're like competing with like the Gran Turismos and Need for Speeds.
It eats Gran Turismo and Need for Speed up because of the fact that like now it's like weapons. There's weapons in the game.
It was a different kind of game.
Yeah, there's like weapons.
Yeah.
There's like offensive and defensive weapons.
Yeah.
Huh.
So it's like you can part of the race is you get extra like track points if you destroy another vehicle.
Dope. So that's like Mario Kart and like Extreme G.
Yeah.
Was it F-Zero?
Yeah, it's a mixture between all of those things, but it's like legit its own thing. And the further that you progress, the faster the physics get and the harder that the tracks get. So it's like really, really, it's hard to play. You have to learn to drive these things.
The skill that goes into the game.
Yeah, and each car has its own particular like handling and cornering and acceleration, and you can like sort of level up and build. That's the thing that takes forever in Wipeout,
right?
Because there's like this little question mark tier of vehicles that you have to like complete all this stuff to unlock these cars.
Yeah. Like real games back in the day before you had paid DLC.
See, I don't know nothing about that,
bro. So like now in like the video game world, see before you would have to like play the game for like 30 hours and unlock this stuff, or like one thing people may have forgot about, like Soul Blade on the PlayStation. If you wanted to unlock the Soul Edge character, there was 2 ways to do it. I think you had to beat the game with all the characters, or if you left the PlayStation on for 24 hours, the character would unlock. Right?
Whoa.
Yeah. So like all those games, they had those type of things. Like all the content was already built into the game, but you just had to play the game to unlock the content, right? Which got people on your game because like, I want that character. Well, I got to pay for 30 hours. No problem. 30 hours, right? But now you pay, $4.99 and you get that character. You paid $60 for the game, but you pay $4.99 get that character. Oh, you want the season pass so you can get all the other stuff we're releasing? Pay $19.99. You know what I'm saying?
A month.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I like played Final Fantasy 11 and Final Fantasy 14. It's $14.99 a month to play the game. After buying the original game for $60 and the expansion for $60, you're still paying $14.99 a month for the game. Yeah, welcome to
money into it.
Yeah, welcome to new video games, man.
Whoa.
That's why the video game industry makes so much money.
Yeah,
like they make like
it's huge. It's huge.
It's like 20 times more than the music industry. It's ridiculous.
I believe that. I mean, the music industry right now is undergoing some sort of weird transformation because no one knows where the money, like no one knows how to create money anymore. And Planet Asia is like this rapper from the Bay Area, but he told me that to make it as an independent artist, you don't have to be platinum. You just basically have to have 5,000 diehard fans that buy everything that you put out. And all you have to do is service those 5,000 fans, and you can make a good living off your music. You might not be able to buy a Benz, but you can definitely like buy food and pay your rent and buy a car and support a family off of that. You know, anything else over that is lagniappe. It's just more money. But if you can find that diehard 5,000 fan following that buys everything that you ever release, then you're gold. You're golden. And I think that's the micro, that's sort of like the micro atmosphere or the micro crowd that people need to be like more geared towards. Like, don't worry about going national. Nobody's ever going to really give a fuck about it. And like, I mean, unless you're really, really, I don't even want to say talented. It's a lot of luck. It's a lot of luck and a lot of marketing.
It's all business.
Marketing, and you get the money for like a pretty decent sound engineer. You can crank out. We were just kind of talking about
I don't
this.
even need a decent sound engineer anymore.
Okay, a decent like computer program that can do it for
a mastering service for $19.99.
Yeah. Just send it off. Just send it off to someone that can master it for you, and then it's true though.
You knock out 100 shitty tracks with shitty lyrics, and maybe 5 of those will be picked up and played on iTunes, and you're making money.
Right, and then you name yourself Blueface, and then
Ooh, yeah. I mean, there's all that, like Marshmallow and like all the stuff. They do. Colonel Sanders did
that was awful.
That was so bad at Coachella. I know, and like for DJing for me, I come from like the competition background, the battle background, and so it's like that's a quantifiable way to know that someone is good or bad.
Right.
A time-tested veteran battle DJ that wins championships, you can't. There's no disputing that. It's like, why does this guy win it? Because he's good. He's got this skill set, whatever. And like A-Track comes from that background. Craze comes from that background. But they're like the only two really that are famous or clever. That they got that slow roast, Craze and Clever thing, but. Again, in Europe, they just take that shit way more seriously.
Yeah.
I know a lot of American hip hop artists and rappers who really don't have a following or career here can go to Europe and make real money.
Right.
I mean, Prozac Turner and like Foreign Legion and just a lot of the guys that would be considered underground that don't get any play here and no one really even knows who they are. Have a really great career in Europe. They just relate to them better.
My kids today will never understand.
They will never understand that. Kids today won't even understand about how cool it was to burn a CD.
No.
Like burn somebody a mixed CD.
Like that was a romantic thing.
That was a romantic thing. Yeah. I'm make my girlfriend a mixtape on cassette years old. That's how old I am.
I'm call my dad from the payphone to pick me up.
Yeah. Kids won't understand that either.
I saw a meme the other day that it was these two girls. One's taking a picture of a payphone that's on the sidewalk, and it says "Modern kids observing ancient artifacts." And I'm like, God damn, dude, this is high school for me.
It's changing so fast because like now even iPods are outdated.
Yeah.
I mean, I have like one of the little iPod minis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I bought it off the internet. It's got a solid state drive. It holds like a whole bunch of music.
Decked out.
Yeah. It's quadruple the original size of it, and it's super fast. And so that's like what I use to skate. And I busted that out of the skate park, and like there's like some young kids are like, "Yo, what the fuck is that?" I was like, "Yo, that's an iPod." And they're like, I ain't never seen that shit before. I'm like, dude, really? Like, this didn't come out that long ago.
Right. It's only been like 10 years.
Yeah, right? This kid's probably like, 18 or 19, but it's just like, yo, dog, like this is how we used to listen to the music in the early 2000s, man. You know?
How does that make you feel, like skating with kids that were born after Y2K?
Dude, I have pairs of sneakers that are older than some of the kids I skate with. I mean, that's no bullshit. I mean, earlier today I wore a pair of shoes that's 11 years old.
Jeez.
That I bought in 2008.
Those Jordan 1s?
Yeah, those Jordan 1s. Yeah. The Armed Forces pack. Yeah.
Damn.
But I hold on to stuff. I mean, I've been kind of collecting sneakers my whole life. And I've gone through waves of it. And I'll be honest, man, living next to the Nike store is not doing me any favors.
I bet.
Bruh. I mean, when I get bored and fucking around the house, I'll just go walk around the Nike store. And every now and then, dude, they'll do this like one day only sale. You'll get like this quick strike and it'll be super, super cheap. And I'm like, dude, I can't not. This is so cheap, I can't not buy this shoe.
Right.
But I'm like done with it. I bought a pair of Air Max 97s and I bought that Jordan 4 drop that just happened. And so I'm like good for sneakers for a while. The Jordan 4s were like one of my holy grail shoes. I bought them when they first retroed them in 99 with the Nike Air branding, and they got stolen when I moved to Seattle. And I never sat right with me. The last time they released them was with the stupid Jumpman logo on the heel. Mm-hmm. And I had wanted to get those too, but it was a Black Friday release, and I don't support Black Friday.
Okay, I need to know why.
When I was in college, I was in architecture, and I took a sustainability class, and they introduced me to anti-consumerism and Adbusters. And Adbusters was basically the very first mainstream anti-consumer publication, and they railed against Black Friday just because it represents everything that they're trying to fight against, man. Sustainability and renewability and reusability. The professor lectured against consumerism. It was the very first time I had ever heard that message before. I mean, I'm saying this knowing that I just bought some Jordans, you know? And I mean, I do contribute to this consumer society, but I'm like mindful about it. Yeah. And part of what I do, I mean, part of the sneaker culture is part out of love, but it's also kind of part of the norm for being in hip hop too. You know, I have to dress the part in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I like sneakers, so it's not like a front, like I'm putting on an act. I really genuinely like sneakers, but there's a story that my man Lyric Kill likes to tell, that they played this show with this dude Sage Francis, and Sage Francis is one of these really intellectual, really wordy kind of rappers, and he's really good, got a nice following, very underground or whatever. And like the homies went to go check him out. Sage Francis, they like his music, it's cool. Sage Francis is a white guy. My homie Chuck is a big black dude, you know. But like him, it's like me and like the whole posse of homies that go to the show, and Chuck and them are like looking at this dude's shoes, right? It's like this dude rapping on stage, and he's like wearing these old, broke down, dirty ass sneakers, and they just couldn't get past it. The message never got through, never filtered through, because all he gave a fuck about was that why can't this dude wear some new shoe, wear some fucking crisp shoes? Yeah. And as shallow as that shit sounds, it is, man. If you're a fucking entertainer, you have to play the part of the fucking entertainer.
That's right.
And
that's true.
There's no bones about it. The people that play the game are the people that are successful.
Yeah.
And it's the bottom line. I mean,
I never forget. I was watching like 106 in Park this one day, and I used to watch 106 in Park all the time. And you know they had like battle rappers at the end. Yeah. And one dude was battling, right, and the line he busted out just personified exactly what you were just talking about, right? They're in the final round, and the dude's line. He started to rap off. He said, "First off, your appearance whack. Looked like you went to the store and hit the clearance rack." And I was like, damn. Because like that's how much it meant. And that was like the biggest line out of the show. And everybody was like, oh, you know, it didn't matter. Nothing else he said mattered anymore because he didn't have like a name brand shirt on.
It's true. It's true. You know? a lot of pop culture, a lot of like swag culture is like that.
Yeah.
And again, I'm gonna go back to skateboarding. I remember when I could go to Goodwill and buy a pair of pants, some regular old junk ass shirt, and go skate because it didn't fucking matter because I was gonna fuck those clothes up anyway.
Right.
And it's like only when I started to like become a performer or have a real career did those things really start to matter. Mm-hmm. And so it was really like I'd already come into my own anyway because I'd been collecting sneakers my entire life. So I was like, oh cool, finally a reason to wear these fucking sneakers somewhere, you know?
Yeah, I fucked up a lot of sneakers skating.
I'm wearing skate shoes right now.
I like they have the hole right in the little toe from trying to kick flip and shit all day. Like it didn't matter whether it was leather or fabric; it's a hole in the same spot.
Oh yeah, dude! I come from a generation where like you wear the hole in your sneaker, and then you get duct tape and you wrap it around your shoe a few times, and that fixes it. Then when the duct tape wears out, you get shoe goo and you put shoe goo on. I mean, you would wear a pair of shoes until literally the sole fell off, or you burned a hole in the bottom of the shoe.
Yeah,
and that was how we got down.
Yep.
I remember the first pair of Jordans I ever owned were the white Jordan 5s, and I got them. I blackmailed my mom into getting them for me or some shit. I think I was like, like I got a good report card or something. Maybe not though. I was in high school. I got shitty. I was like a terminally bad student. I got the Jordan 5s and fucking skated them. Like not like a motherfucking, not gave a fucking care about it. They were just good skate shoes.
They're just shoes, yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And that's why I like Philly from Humidity, Phil Santuso. First, he's like a super cool dude, a super good guy. Really, really gives a shit about the culture. His skate shop is very, very important to New Orleans. But he like laughs in the face of the fucking hype beast because he gets all these exclusive SB releases, the ones that like people were waiting in line for it. He gets them, saves a couple pair in his size, and he'll take them out and skate them. Take him out and skate him and not give a fuck. Doesn't care. It's like he gets them for free. It's just skate shoes to him. And I mean, I've seen people get butthurt about it. Like on Instagram, like if you follow him on Instagram, and he'll be skating like what was the one pair for $420 or whatever that were like all like gnarled up green, looking like fucking nugs and shit. That dude be skating those shits. Like he don't give a fuck. And they just had that new Jordan drop where they had the Speakeasy block party and everybody was waiting in line and not everybody got a pair. It was like super, super exclusive. I guarantee you that motherfucker is skating right now with those shoes on.
Right. Well, look, it's been crazy. It's been crazy having this conversation. It's nice to like talk to somebody that's like centered in hip hop. Because a lot of people are like, they live around hip hop, you know what I'm saying? But they're not centered in it. The one question that Art told me to ask you before we came in, he's like, you got to ask this question. I was like, all right, cool.
Okay, shoot.
How do you feel about the state of hip hop?
How do I feel about the state of hip hop? I feel like right now, hip hop is alive. Hip hop is still alive. Like the core part of what it is. I went to Denver last year for the DMC for the DMC US finals, and I went to I went to actually a B-girl battle.
Yeah.
B-girls.
Those dope.
If we threw a B-girl battle in New Orleans, maybe one person would show up, right? Literally an entire room full of dancing girls.
Yeah.
And so when I go to places like that and I see a flourishing scene, like I feel like hip hop is okay.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just different now.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't want to I'm not hating on anybody. Like I think that there's all room for it all. As long as it's creative and it's not destroying anybody else. And I mean, fuck, dude, we listen to like hella misogynistic stuff and like tons of homophobia and stuff growing up in the 90s. It was just like that. And we didn't even think about it. And it's like y'all want to get mad at like the Migos for not rhyming like Rakim. I mean, dude, go get the fuck out of here. Shit changes.
Yeah, like we've had the same. We made the comparison. Like, what was it? Way back, probably a couple months ago, right? And we were talking about, the Migos and everything like that. I was like, let's be real. You look at, you got acts like Mims, you know what I'm saying? Your boy would do my chain hang low.
Yeah.
Like all that stuff is trash, right?
Yeah.
But we rocked it in the early 2000s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You couldn't tell us nothing. The one hit wonders that came out of that, they were all gold. We had snap music. Like, let's be real. Snap music wasn't great, right? But snap music was the thing. You know what I'm saying? We had jerkin.
Oh, I don't remember. I don't know if I remember jerkin.
Yeah, you're a jerk.
Yeah. Okay, I remember
jerking.
jerkin.
Yeah.
I remember. How about moving it like Bernie, huh?
Yeah, bro. The cat daddy. You know what I mean?
Dude.
Stanky leg. Like all those things. And that was just a decade ago.
Yeah, I mean, like in all of that stuff, the one hit wonder stuff and the super overproduced pop shit that we get, there's still stuff that that doesn't get that airplay. That's still legitimately hip hop outside of the rap element. It's so strong. That's so complex and beautiful. I mean, DJing, the way that turntablists are embracing technology and using technology to make music live, it's on a level unparalleled at any point in history.
Yeah, for sure.
The technique that scratch techniques are so much more developed and thought out, and it's just all like real next level. It's very, very niche, but it's like if you look for it, you can find things that will blow your mind. And it's the same thing with graffiti. There's graffiti artists that are just crushing it. Like and again, let's extend that to the b-boys and b-girls. It's some of the highest level, next level acrobatic dancing ever in the world. Holy shit.
Yeah, real talk. But anyway, look, I appreciate you coming out.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, let's wrap this stuff up.
Yeah,
it was such a pleasure. Thank you guys for having me.
Oh man, look, thank you for coming, because this is it's actually like a real treat. You know what I'm saying? We don't, like I said, I don't always get to do that all the time. Talk to people who are centered around hip hop, and so that's dope, right? So anyway, give a shout out to the people. Let them know where to find you. Let them know where they can listen to your music and everything.
All right, I got a Mixcloud. It's under Tony Skratchere. I got Facebook, Instagram. Instagram's The Scratch Man. Follow me on Twitter at Tony Skratchere. I'm basically like everything is Tony Skratchere except my Instagram, which is The Scratch Man. Pick up NOLA bounce breaks 1, 2, or 3 if you can find them. I think it's June 14th at OK Bar. Me and Hendrix and Q are doing our little workout party.
Dope. And
then I'm gonna be on the North Shore at Rock and Blues June 1st. Besides that, I'm the master of the last minute gig. If you follow me on any of the social medias, you'll see every now and then people call me on a Monday to play House of Blues or play Tipitinas or whatever. I don't know why I'm that dude, but I'm the last minute.
Because you always come through.
I do. I always come through. And they know.
That's it.
But I'm with it. It was really a pleasure. I can't wait to do this again.
Yeah, for sure, bro. For sure. And for all the people listening out there, because you'll be actually, this is going to be episode, I believe, number 3 on the audio version. So for all of you guys listening, go ahead and drop that 5-star review, right?
Yeah,
drop
for
the
sure.
comments.
That means everything.
Yeah, it really does.
And share it with your friends, man. For real.
Yes.
Let's get this network started, man. It's all about increasing listenership and expanding. This is important work.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, because this builds community. It builds culture. But like I said, you guys, drop that 5-star review.
5-star review.
If you're on YouTube, you already know what to do, right? Hit that subscribe button, right? You want to see more, make sure you pump that subscribe button. If you like this episode, hit that like button. Make sure you tap on that bell next to the subscribe button so you get the notifications when we drop the video. All right? And we out.